Vengeance 2005 is so magnificent. This pay-per-view, man, it was so good. Okay, 2005 was a year of consistency on the Raw brand. SmackDown, not so much, but it was a good year for both brands though. John Cena had just been drafted to Raw 3 weeks before the event and was already making a mark on Raw. Batista was on his way out to SmackDown and was going out by defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Triple H in Hell in a Cell. Shawn Michaels was looking to avenge his loss at WrestleMania to Kurt Angle, who had just been drafted to Raw 2 weeks earlier. And Carlito defended the Intercontinental Championship that he just won on his Raw debut 6 nights earlier against the former champion Shelton Benjamin. It was a great event. Now let's get on to the event. The first matchup was Carlito defending the Intercontinental Championship against Shelton Benjamin. Carlito debuted on Raw 6 nights earlier due to the draft and faced Shelton Benjamin and defeated him for the Intercontinental Championship, just like he debuted 1 year before on SmackDown. This match was decent, it was nothing spectacular, but it got the crowd hot and ready for the rest of the event. The next match was between Christy Hemme and Victoria. This match wasn't good, it was bad basically. Victoria tried her best to carry Christy, but it wasn't good. That's all I gotta say about it. Edge faced Kane. On the May 16th edition of Raw, Lita turned on Kane and united with Edge, just like in real life at the time. This was kind of like Matt Hardy versus Edge, but with Kane in Matt Hardy's place because Lita turned on Kane, you know. This was a decent match, nothing memorable once again. It was just there, and the feud would continue into July with Edge winning the final match, but Kane winning War by tombstoning Lita and throwing her in the ambulance if I remember correctly. Now this is when the pay-per-view turns up a notch, it goes up. This is when it becomes amazing. And this is probably the best second half of any WWE pay-per-view I've ever seen, in my opinion once again. The Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels, faced the Olympic gold medal winner, Kurt Angle. These two already faced off in a spectacular match at WrestleMania, and it was most likely the match of the year. What am I saying most likely? It was the match of the year. Now it was time for round 2. This match was just about as good as the WrestleMania encounter, and to some it's even better. I won't spoil the end for people who didn't watch it, but let me just say it was a match of the year candidate like its predecessor. John Cena defended the WWE Championship against Y2J, Chris Jericho, and Christian in a triple threat match. Cena won the WWE Championship against JBL at WrestleMania 21, and 2 months later was drafted to Raw. Cena was constantly called out by Christian before the draft, so Cena was already in a rivalry on his first night on Raw. Chris Jericho hasn't been in the main event picture in 3.5 years and was ready to enter the main event scene once again. Jericho attacked Cena after a tag team match, thus turning heel for the first time since late 2003. And then he demanded the title shot. Thus, the match between Christian and Cena turned into a triple threat match with Jericho. This was a great match. It was an underrated triple threat match. Personally, I think Christian should have won this match, but it might have halted Cena's momentum had Christian won this. Christian's time was in 2005. There wasn't any better time to put that championship on him. Christian versus Batista at SummerSlam sounds way better than JBL versus Batista. I don't think Christian would have gotten a world title reign had he stayed, but he might have feuded with Rated R Edge, which is a feud I would have loved to see. Chris Jericho was on his way out at the time, so he couldn't win the championship, so the only choice they had was either Christian or Cena, and they chose Cena. Cena would go on to have a feud with Y2J, in which Cena beat Jericho twice and sent him packing in a "you're fired" match. Hell in a Cell. Batista defended the World Heavyweight Championship against Triple H in the main event. This is one of the most epic matches in WWE history. I don't see this mentioned as much as the other Hell in a Cell matches, but it was so brutal, it has to be mentioned among the top Hell in a Cell matches. Batista won the 2005 Royal Rumble as a member of Evolution. Batista turned on Triple H and Flair and declared that he was going after the World Heavyweight Championship. WrestleMania 21, Batista defeated Triple H to capture the World Heavyweight Championship. And then at Backlash, Batista defeated him once again. A few weeks later, Triple H returned and destroyed Batista. He brutalized him, and then he challenged Batista to Hell in a Cell. This feud was amazing. From the slow build from Survivor Series 2004 all the way to Vengeance, it was amazing. This feud made Batista into a bona fide main eventer. He looked like he was on top of the world. He looked like $1,000,000. Triple H would go on hiatus while Batista would go to SmackDown a few days later. Ric Flair turned into a fan favorite the next night facing Kurt Angle. All I gotta say is Vengeance is one of the greatest pay-per-views in WWE history. It is up there among the best. Up there with SummerSlam 2002, ECW One Night Stand. It is so amazing. So magnificent. That's all I gotta say.